In the past few years, I have gotten the opportunity to finally be able to make some films. I have always had an eye for filmmaking, but until 2018, I never really pushed myself to make one. While analyzing some of the projects I have worked on, I identified a few recurring themes and styles that came across the movies I have made. Since most of these projects were mostly group based, I have made sure I discuss the themes that I was most particularly involved with or in control of. Some of these themes were purely conscious decisions, while others emerged unconsciously. Stylistically, majority of the films I have made, I have taken the conscious decision of using a mirror or a reflective surface in my shots. Using a mirror added an illusion of depth, creating deep space. Since most of the films I have made were thrillers, the use of a mirror added a mysterious touch to the characters and the storyline. In Cold-Blooded, the use of a mirror added a dissociation between the character's body and his inner self, representing moments of self-reflection, deceit, and defeat. In Barsat, it is meant to show suspicion, how the character uses the mirror to look back at this peculiar stranger he allowed to enter his car to seek refuge from the rain. And in Ittifaq, it showed the character's oblivious nature to what's happening around her, and was meant to foresee trouble. I have always preferred working with a handheld camera. Even the kind of films I enjoy watching use handheld movements to tell their story better, such as Lenny Abrahamson's Room. Although to some it may not be the most ideal condition to work without a stable camera and a tripod, I have grown to appreciate the use of a handheld camera shots and movements. All the films I have shot, I have mostly relied on handheld. Even the camera movements are performed using handheld movements and not making use of any equipment such as a tripod or a dolly grip. Other than the fact that I enjoy the aesthetic of a raw and shaky camera, I appreciate how it gives a very real and authentic feel to the film. The shakiness reflects the viewer's presence inside the space and the world where the movie is being shot in, and the camera offers a very real point of view from the audience's perspective, making them feel more intimate with their characters. Using equipment, on the other hand, gives it a more mechanical feel, and sometimes you don't immerse yourself as strongly as you would prefer. So while some filmmakers may take the decision to add handheld movements as a stylistic choice and shoot most of the film using a tripod, I would personally rely mostly on handheld and use a tripod where it seems a necessity. This was one theme that emerged unconsciously: the use of surface divisions. Mid-shots using this technique appeared in 3 films of mine, where there was a character or something important in both the foreground and the background. The frames were usually divided into halves, with a divider passing from the center of the frame. These dividers helped in directing the eye, and most importantly, create a relationship between what's happening in the foreground to the happenings of the background. While analyzing, I felt this was a very interesting shot to use to show dialogue. It can be used to create an emotional imbalance and drama between 2 characters as they're not facing one another while communicating. So there you have it. 3 recurring themes in my films that I'd say are telling about my own personality and interests in filmmaking. Hope you enjoyed watching. Until next time, goodbye.